You bitches, welcome to Sabbat Series, episode 5.
Woo!
So, as the wheel of the year turns and the summer sun begins to wane, witches around the world prepare to celebrate Lammas, also known as Lughnasadh. Falling on August 1st, Lammas marks the first of the 3 harvest festivals in the pagan calendar, a time to honor the abundance of the earth and the fruits of our labor. This sacred day is steeped in history, magic, and tradition, offering a beautiful opportunity to connect with the rhythms of nature and the cycles of life. The name Lammas comes from the Old English Lammas, which means loaf mass, basically bread. This whole harvest thing is about bread. This reflects the practice of baking loaves of bread from the first grains harvested, which were then offered in Thanksgiving ceremonies.
Yes, I'm here for the bread. I love bread and
Me
cooking.
too. And your butter, your homemade butter.
Yeah, I need to make some. I haven't made some in a
When
while.
we celebrate Lammas, you'll make some homemade herbal butters.
Absolutely. I'll make a
Yes.
garlic herb butter. What else? What else? A honey butter. I love a good honey butter.
Mhm.
Cinnamon, whatever. Okay, I'm off topic
Mm.
already. So the key meanings of lammas are very lammacy. They're very important.
They're Lammassy.
They're Lammasy. So Lammas is the first of 3 harvest festivals in the pagan wheel of the year, followed by Mabon, which we just had a whole discussion about which one comes like is there a Sabbath between now like Lammas
We're still
and
ready for
Samhain?
Samhain.
And I was like, no, it's just Samhain. No, Mabon's in there. Come on, don't forget about Mabon. So Mabon is the autumn equinox, and then we have Samhain after. Woo! We're so excited.
Mhm.
So it celebrates the first fruits of the season, particularly grains of like wheat and barley, which are 2 things I cannot eat.
That's true. You
Yeah.
can't.
So it's a time to give thanks for the abundance of the earth and the fruits of our labor. People traditionally express gratitude for the successful harvest and share the bounty with their communities, which I do like that. This is a time that you can get together with your community, not
Mhm.
just within yourself. Now, if you want to keep all of your harvest, because my harvest was only 1 tomato, then you can.
Yes. I mean, there's also agricultural significance because you got to remember back in the day, they were agrarian societies. So Lammas was a crucial time to start the reaping of the crops and that they had planted back in the spring. It marked the beginning of the main harvest system. Wow, season. A time of hard work, but also celebration because this was the fruits of their labor truly were coming to be.
Yeah.
It was also a time of spiritual reflection and still is. It's time to reflect on our personal growth and achievements. Just as the earth yields fruits, we individuals, we witches and people can reflect on our own progress and the goals that we've accomplished.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
In Celtic traditions, the festival is called
It's up there. I wrote down how to say it.
Wow.
Lu
We're finding it.
Lughnasadh.
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 That's not what I was going to say, but Lughnasadh, named after the god Lu, I suppose.
Mhm.
It was a time for community gatherings, feasts, which I love, games, fairs, and it's just basically celebrating both the harvest and the skills and talents of the people.
Mhm.
There is a lot of symbolism that you can use when honoring Lammas, which I feel like number one would be the grains.
Yeah.
That's wheat, barley, corn. These grains represent the first harvest and the fruits of labor, and they are symbols of abundance, nourishment, and the cycle of life and death.
Mhm.
Corn is often used to create corn dollies. Corn dollies. Corn symbolizes fertility, prosperity, and the spirit of the harvest.
Mhm. I love me a good corn.
Oh, corn is amazing. So
Mhm.
is bread. So baking bread from the first harvest grains is traditional. It's a traditional Lammas activity.
Okay.
So, I mean, I feel like we aren't just growing, you know, like corn or
Mm-hmm.
anything in our backyards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard today to be able to use the first harvest.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do, then that's fantastic. And then again, it's not like, oh, like there's no hardship if you can't have like a first harvest like
Right.
how we used to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to
You've
adapt.
already had your first harvest. You had your one tomato.
I ate my one tomato already. Yes, absolutely. So bread symbolizes the sustenance, the community, and the transformation of raw materials into the nutrients.
Okay.
And then sunflowers are a really big symbol of this time as
Mm-hmm.
well. So there are these bright sun-like flowers in full bloom during Lammas, and this
Mm-hmm.
just symbolizes the sun's energy, warmth, and the peak of summer's abundance.
Yeah, and then you've also got the scythes or scythes. I don't know
I
how
think
to.
it I say scythes.
Okay.
I think
I've
it's
always
either
said
way.
scythes, but I
Oh,
don't think I'm right. No, I think I'm
I
wrong.
think it, yeah,
But sickles.
tomato, tomato. An
Absolutely.
herb is an herb, whatever.
An herb is an herb. But these are traditional tools used for harvesting grains, and they represent the labor of the harvest and the reaping of the rewards from hard work. I mean, you've got to remember when this came about, these people are number one, this is the first time that they've had an overabundance of food,
Hmm.
as plenty as they want.
Hmm.
But they also have to be mindful and prepared to store all of this food for the coming winter.
Yes.
But right now, this first harvest, this is to be enjoyed and to be used. And it, can you just imagine after starving through the winter and planting all of the seeds and hoping that they grow, finally being able to
Enjoy.
enjoy
Yeah.
these rewards and how wonderful it must be. And then, like you said, corn dollies, those they would make those from the last sheath of the harvest, the corn that you
The
the the sheet.
the
I'm making finger moments here, finger moments, finger motions.
wow.
But anyway, those are kept as talismans for fortune and good luck and protection to, and you hold on to those, or they did, until the next planting season to
Hmm.
carry on the good luck.
Yes.
Fresh fruits and vegetables, I am struggling, such as apples, berries, and squash, are all symbols of the earth's bounty and the diversity of the harvest. I mean, this, I remember just in modern times going as a kid to local orchards, and we would pick our own apples
That's
at the
fun.
orchards, and we would buy apple cider. I love
Oh, I
apple cider.
love apple cider.
So yeah, that's a huge symbol. Harvest knots, intricate knots made from straw or grass that symbolize the weaving together of community and the interconnection of all life. Also, honey and bees. Honey symbolizes sweetness, prosperity, the hard work of the bees, and honey is often used in Lammas rituals and feasts, especially in the form of mead.
Oh my gosh,
Mm,
I love mead.
hmm And then bees represent industry, teamwork, the rewards of collective effort, hard work, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I really like this time because it's a time that you can be like super creative as well in the ways that you honor Lammas.
Hmm.
So you can use your creative side and you do altar decorations.
Yes.
Woo!
Okay.
So grain sheaves and baskets are a great way to
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
honor in this way. So you
I
can
love
decorate.
baskets.
Oh, I love baskets too. So you can decorate your altars with sheaves of grain, baskets of produce, and other harvest items. And wow, that emphasize the abundance of the season.
Yeah.
You can also use candles, like gold or yellow, orange. All of these colors kind of symbolize the light of the sun and the warmth of the harvest. So these are a great addition to your altar as
Hmm.
well. And then who doesn't love a good grape and wine type of
Me.
thing? So you can put representing like the fruit of the vine, transformation, and the celebration of life's pleasures. You can use wine in that way, in rituals to and like toast
I
and
feel like
seasons of abundance.
that wine would be such a wonderful way back then to celebrate the abundance that they were facing. I mean, what a
Hmm.
joyful time it would
Hmm.
have been for
Oh yeah,
them. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's making my mouth water just thinking of
I
good
know, me
red wine
too.
or
Me
something.
too.
But again, like I was mentioning before, like gold, yellow, some of those colors are also correspondences to
Hmm.
Lammas and that you can use in any ritual or spell that you
Or
do
on your
during this time or
altar,
on your
or
altar. But gold represents the sun, abundance, and prosperity. Yellow represents the ripening of fields and energy of the sun. Orange reflects the warmth and light of the season. Green represents growth, fertility, and Earth's bounty. And brown symbolizes the earth and the grounding energies of the harvest.
I love that. Yeah, the deities that are associated with Lammas are Lu. He's the Celtic god of light, craftsmanship, and harvest. You've got Demeter and Ceres, which are the Greek and Roman goddesses of agriculture and grain. Tailtiu, I don't know how to pronounce that, the Celtic goddess associated with the harvest and Lu's foster mother.
Mhm.
And John Barleycorn, which is a personification of the spirit of grain. I have never heard of that. I'm curious to know that story.
The whole story on
Yes, John Barleycorn.
Okay.
Okay. And then there's herbs and plants that correspond to Lammas. You've got wheat, of course, that represents abundance and the harvest. Corn symbolizes fertility, the cycle of life. Rosemary, protection, remembrance, and purification. Thyme, courage, strength, and healing. Basil, prosperity, love, and protection. Sage, I love that as a person's name, by the way, the name Sage.
Sage.
Hmm.
That would be pretty.
It is. It's a very pretty name, I think.
Mhm.
Wisdom, purification, and longevity. Sunflowers represent joy, positivity, and solar energy. And heather is representative of luck, protection, and rain attraction, which
Oh, that
that's
makes sense.
interesting. Yeah, they're wanting the harvests are coming in, so they need to make sure they don't die and dry out.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
for sure.
That's an important thing.
Mhm.
And some crystals that you can use and have that's associated to Lammas
Mhm.
is citrine. I love
I do
citrine.
too.
Citrine stands for, it can be representative of abundance, prosperity, and manifestation. Carnelian can be used for courage, creativity, and motivation. Amber is used for protection, healing, and grounding. Tiger's eye, which I love, I think
I
that
do
one's my
too. It's
favorite one.
gorgeous.
Yes, can be used for confidence, strength, and balance. And peridot, I think, yeah, we've had this
Mhm.
discussion.
Mhm.
Peridot is used for prosperity, growth, and healing.
Mhm.
And I think, I mean, if there is another herb, let's say, or crystal that you feel like reflects Lammas more to you, then definitely use it. These are all
For
just kind of
sure.
like suggestions and
Yeah.
what they stand for. And I feel like these are like the general of what Lammas kind of what
Mhm.
goes with Lammas, but
Mhm.
anything that resonates with you, you definitely should use it
Yeah.
in your
Do what you
practice.
want.
Do what you want. There's no set rules or ways.
Mhm.
Now, there are animals that are associated with this Sabbat, such as the lion, which represents strength, courage, and leadership, reflecting the astrological sign Leo.
Mhm.
And then a Sagittarius, Sag. It said Leo, and then my brain went to
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. No, the stag, my goodness, is used for vitality, protection, and the spirit of the forest, which I really
Mhm.
like that one.
Mhm.
And then the bee, like we talked about before,
Mhm.
they're used for hard work, community, and the rewards of labor.
Yeah, I love that. So, what kind of magical practices and rituals can you do for llamas? So, you can do a harvest ritual even if you don't have a whole bunch of wheat and grain to be harvested in your backyard. You can create a sacred space to set up an altar that's adorned with the symbols of the harvest, like Ren was talking about. Grains, fruits, vegetables, flowers. You like the candles in the gold, yellow, and orange to represent the sun's energy and the bounty of the earth. And as you perform your ritual, offer thanks for the abundance in your life and set intention for the coming months. I mean, we're very lucky in modern world. Many of us are. I mean, there's a lot that aren't lucky out there, but we don't have to rely, at least here in the United States, on a harvest to make it through to next year.
Mm-hmm.
Bread baking, that is a wonderful ritual. And I can see Ren doing this for sure. Baking bread is the quintessential Lammas activity. As you knead the dough, you infuse it with your gratitude, your intentions, and then add herbs like rosemary for protection, which gross, I don't like rosemary.
It's good.
I
It's
don't
fine.
like it. Thyme for courage, basil for prosperity. And then once it's baked, you share your bread with loved ones or offer a piece to the earth. I think that's always a good idea as a gesture of thanks. Go ahead and craft some of those corn dollies we were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you can, they generally in the past, they were made from the last sheaf of the harvest. But you can gather dried corn husks or wheat stalks or whatever you want and weave them into a doll shape and visualize your hopes and dreams for the coming year. And then feasting. Feasting is my favorite. So it is a time of community and sharing. This is a time where everybody had plenty. And so it was a time to enjoy each other's company and share the feast. So go ahead and host a feast with seasonal foods like corn and berries and apples, bake an apple pie, make your fresh baked bread. Invite friends and family to join in the celebrations, share stories, laughter, gratitude for the blessings that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's important. It's kind of like Thanksgiving.
I like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving. It really is,
It
though.
really is.
There are other ways that you can like honor Lammas, and one of those ways is like taking nature walks and foraging.
Mm.
Now we have a foraging episode coming out this Friday, the 19th. You should go check it out. It's episode 142.
Yes.
But you can spend time outdoors, walking in fields, forests, or gardens. And as you walk, you can collect natural items like stones, feathers, and herbs that call to you. You can find objects in your magical practice or as just decorations for your Lammas altar.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's a few other ways that you can celebrate, and they're more, quote, unusual.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a seed swap ceremony.
Oh, I love that idea.
So you can organize a seed swap with friends and fellow witches. Gather seeds from your garden or purchase heirloom like varieties to exchange. This not only celebrates the harvest, but also promotes biodiversity and the sharing of abundance within your community.
I love that one. I want to do a seed swap party. I want a party for
Yeah,
any
anything.
reason.
And then you can create a gratitude tree by finding a small branch or a small potted tree. Write notes of gratitude on small pieces of paper or leaves and hang them on the tree. As you add each note, reflect on the blessings and abundance of your life. And you can
love
keep
that.
this tree throughout the year, and you have a whole tree of abundance and gratitude.
I love that. That is very much like Thanksgiving to me.
Yeah.
And then you can do harvest art. I'm a big artsy person. Well, both of us are, honestly. You can use natural materials like the grains, the leaves, the flowers, and the twigs, and you can create harvest themed art. You can make mandalas, collages, or even sculptures. This can be quite meditative and helps you connect to the earth and its bounty. You can make your own herbal incense, which Greg told us the other day he was making incense.
Oh, yeah.
So you can make your own Lammas incense by infusing herbs associated with the harvest season, such as rosemary, sage, thyme, or basil. Blend the dried herbs and burn them as part of your ritual to invoke the energies of gratitude and abundance. This is also really, in our day and age, a time of community service because while many of us have things, an abundance of things, not everybody does. So, in the spirit of sharing that gratitude, spend time volunteering at your local food bank, community garden, or charity. Give back to the community. That's a powerful way to honor the themes of Lammas and spread that abundance to those who don't have as much as we have.
Yeah, absolutely. You can also create a journal. Wow. I know we've said this enough. You need a journal for everything. Or a scrapbook dedicated to your personal harvest. Reflect on your achievements, growth, and what you have, quote, harvested in your life over the past year. I know,
clever.
yeah, I know we're talking about the harvest, food, and all of that. But nowadays, when we don't have that type of harvest in our lives because there's an abundance of food and all of that, you can kind of honor what you've gained over the years
Harvest
in a good
as far as
like
personal,
personally, like maybe
mentally.
relationships
Oh yeah,
or mentally you've come from
you've
one place
grown.
to another, yeah,
Yes,
grown and
yes.
all of that. So you can put all of that in there and you can include photos, drawings, mementos, anything that represents your journey.
I love that idea.
Absolutely. And then you can have nature retreats. So you can plan a day or a weekend retreat to fully immerse yourself in nature. You would hate that, by
I
the way.
would. I would.
Go camping, hiking, or just spend some time in a peaceful nature setting. You could go to a park.
I mean, I like nature. I just want to have comfort
You want to have a
too.
shower and a
I
toilet
know.
and a couch and a
And my
TV.
phone. Yes.
So use this time to meditate, ground yourself. See, you don't need all that stuff to ground yourself.
Mm.
Ground yourself and connect deeply within the earth's energies.
I go barefoot. I ground every day.
Okay. Sure. And then you can also do harvest themed like DIY projects
Hmm.
where you craft items that symbolize the harvest, such as corn husk dolls, like we've been talking about, wheat weavings or homemade candles,
Ooh, that would
even.
be
I think
fun.
this is a great time to make homemade
We should
candles.
do homemade candles this year.
That would be
Let's
great.
do that.
And then you can add whatever scents you want to them, like autumn spices, anything like
Cinnamon.
that.
No, it's Christmas.
I mean, cinnamon is also autumn.
Autumn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then these projects can be used as altar decorations or given as gifts or whatever you want to do with it.
I love that. My favorite thing though is the feasting.
I like the
So
feasts too.
I love the idea of a sunset feast because even though the days are getting shorter, they're still long at this time on
Yes.
August 1st.
Yes.
So prepare a special feast that uses fresh seasonal ingredients and enjoy it outside as the sun sets. How lovely is that? I mean, it could be just for you
Mhm.
by yourself. If you don't have others or you don't want to be around others, do it. It could be solitary. It could be a meditative experience just for you, or it can be a joyful gathering for friends and family. And use this time to express gratitude for the food and the people in your life. So, we came up with a menu that we'll tell you about at the end of this episode. I
Mhm.
think it's really fun. But another thing that you can do is a storytelling circle. So gather your friends and family and share stories that are related to the harvest or abundance. Ask people, what are you thankful for? What is the thing that you're grateful for? What have you had that what do you feel like you've had an abundance of? This could include personal anecdotes, folk tales, or creative stories that reflect the themes of Lammas.
Mhm.
Storytelling is a great way to connect and celebrate, I think.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, when I grew up, my dad, we used to do what we called stories in the round.
Oh,
And we would sit, I don't know if I've told you this before or not, but we would sit in a circle like at Christmas or whatever time it was, and someone would start and they would stop the story and the next person would have to pick it up. And we
aw,
called it stories in the round and we would make a story. It was fun.
that sounds
My
fun.
brother would kill everybody off, my little brother, and they died. And then I would be next in line and I'd say, and they got resurrected, and then I would move on with it. But yeah, storytelling is a very creative way to
Yeah,
bond with family and friends.
absolutely. There's other ways you can celebrate Lammas, like
Hmm.
through a good meditation. You know, I like
Yes.
a good meditation.
Hmm.
So you can create a guided meditation or find one and visualize you focusing on themes of harvest and abundance and visualize yourself reaping the rewards of your hard work and
Hmm.
planting new seeds for the future.
Hmm.
This can help with setting intentions and align your energy for the season or coming year.
I like that.
You can also be creative with your rituals. You can design a unique ritual that incorporates elements of the harvest and gratitude. This can involve dancing, singing, drumming, or any other form of creative expression that has a meaning to you.
I love that. So we came up with a sample menu. So like for appetizers, you could do an herbed goat cheese with crackers. So you might take fresh goat cheese and mix it with herbs like rosemary, thyme, and chives. And you can serve it with whole grain crackers, right?
Hmm.
Or fresh baked bread slices. You can also have grilled corn on the cob because it can be brushed with an herb butter or seasoned with chili and lime. My mouth is watering. For the main course, you can have roast chicken and root vegetables. You can roast a whole chicken and put carrots, potatoes,
Wow.
potatoes, and
Wow.
onions seasoned with sage and rosemary. You can make a barley and vegetable stew.
It's probably what I would do. I love a good stew.
A hearty stew. My mouth really is watering. A hearty stew made with barley and carrots and celery with seasonal vegetables like zucchini and squash, seasoned with thyme and bay leaves. Or a savory meat pie. A pie filled with ground beef, or you could do a combination of beef, lamb, venison, whatever meat that you want, pork, onions, carrots, and peas, and then you season it with herbs and encase it in a flaky crust.
That sounds so good.
Like a pot pie. You can make, my mouth is watering. I'm having a hard time talking. Honey glazed carrots would be a great thing because that's a wonderful root vegetable at this time of year. You would roast the carrots with a glaze of honey and sprinkle with fresh thyme. Oh, zucchini fritters.
Oh,
Yes, this is fun. Make crispy zucchini fritters from grated zucchini, and you mix in the herbs, and you can serve it with a garlic yogurt sauce. The next one is fun. We thought, what can we do for like a salad or a greens? You can make a sunflower seed spinach salad. And that would be fresh spinach topped with sunflower seeds, goat cheese, and a light vinaigrette.
ooh, yum.
Yeah. And then for dessert, you might want to make an apple and blackberry crumble because apples and blackberries, this is the season. So a warm crumble made with those, topped with a crunchy oat and cinnamon topping, served with vanilla ice cream. Oh my gosh.
Yum. Oh my gosh.
Or a peach tart. You can make a rustic peach tart with fresh peaches, a hint of honey, and a buttery crust. And then, of course, to drink, this is where I get excited. You can do a honey mead.
I love a mead.
Honey, which is a honey wine. You can make it yourself, which I need to find a recipe and see if I can do that.
This takes a while.
But you can buy it too, and that's the faster way to the happiness. And serve it in really cool, fun goblets.
I need to buy myself some really cool goblets. Like,
yes.
Heavy duty.
You can make an herbal iced tea, like with mint or lemon balm or chamomile. You can make a fruit punch, like with the base is apple cider because apples are such a big thing right now. Of course, bread. You got to make bread.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the menu summary, to sum it all up, you would have for the appetizer, herbed goat cheese and crackers, grilled corn on the cob. For the main course, you would have roast chicken with root vegetables, barley and vegetable stew, and a savory meat pie. My mouth is just dripping.
Ew.
I'm sorry. I'm drooling all over her table here. For sides, you would have honey glazed carrots, zucchini fritters, and sunflower seed and spinach salad. For desserts, you would have apple and blackberry crumble and a peach tart. And for beverages, you would have your honey mead, herbal iced tea, and a seasonal fruit punch. And then, of course, bread to be served with all of the above.
Yum. Everything sounds so good. And definitely our way of celebrating is food.
Yes,
we love to have a good feast and get together. And it's not just about the food, it's just about getting together and enjoying something all together and then have your Lammas activities.
Yeah, it's a celebration of people and gratitude for everything that we have, the abundance that we really do have. So that's all we have.
That's all we have.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys enjoy your Lammas.
Yes, enjoy Lammas. Hopefully you'll if you make any of our things that we suggested, let us know. Let us know how it turned out. Send pictures.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Awesome. But thank you for listening. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
And until then, stay witchy.